Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, we have a special guest on today, Max Moss. He's joining us for our new series, the M&M series, Marquez and Moss. How we doing, Max?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you doing today?
Fantastic. So,
Good, man.
Yeah, we're gonna for our viewers and our audience, we're gonna start doing this with Max probably once a week or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to bring you guys NFL news, topics, and give our opinion on them and just what we think's going on in the league, as well as some bets and all that good stuff. Anything NFL. So,
yes, sir. Pretty excited about it.
What's up?
I said pretty excited about it.
Mm-hmm. So, dude. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what topics did you bring to the table today? What are you starting us off with?
Oh, dude. So I've got to bring this one up first because obviously you're a diehard Ravens fan. I feel like they're gonna get to know that pretty soon. All the viewers on here.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson. He is supposedly he's gonna end contract talks once week 1 rolls around, September 11th. So what's going on there? Like, what are you guys going to get a deal? Is Lamar going to get a deal done? I know there's some gray area there, but what's going on?
Yeah, I've been paying attention to that a bunch. It's stressing me out a little bit here and there. We need to pay him. I want to hand him a blank check and just let him fill it out because he deserves it. I mean, he's an animal. Already won an MVP. I think he's throwing the best he ever has right now. I mean, I can't see anything else other than paying him. If I see him in another team's uniform ever in my life, I will really, really be disappointed. So honestly, it's just about, I don't know what's going on. It seems like there's been some gray areas. It seems like the coaches have felt like, it's not going anywhere. And then they've been optimistic and he's been, set. He kind of hints at it. He doesn't really give any transparency on where he's at. So it's pretty tough to judge, but either way, I need him paid. So if he doesn't get paid by the season, I'm going to be pretty upset and pretty nervous. That's for sure.
Dude, I think he's honestly smart for doing this because he knows he's going to get more than Kyler, which was $230 million.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Lamar is better than Kyler, in my opinion. I think everyone knows that.
Yeah.
And another thing I was reading is he wants everything guaranteed, like the Deshaun Watson deal.
Yeah, and that's what I definitely think he'll get more guaranteed. I think that with the contract talks that they have right now, I think maybe had gotten offered a contract that wasn't fully guaranteed. He might have had, 170, 180. I know Kyler was like in the 160 range.
Yeah.
So like the 170, 180 range. And that just wasn't what he was looking for. He wants it fully guaranteed, which again, I think he fully deserves and has earned so far. So it's just about finding that right number of guaranteed and hopefully not breaking the bank too much because I don't want to lose everybody either. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's funny as hell. His mom is his agent, Felicia.
I know. She and hey, good for him. I mean, he's keeping it as in-house as he can. I mean, make the same money you can. Those agents, they take a lot of money. They can take a big on that check. It's like, let's get it all to yourself and your family. Like, I respect it.
He's making that 2%.
The Bears linebacker, I can't think of his name right now, but I know like he's representing himself, and I feel like that's just becoming more and more common nowadays. I respect it. I think that he'll be able to get the job done with her, and it's probably, I mean, honestly, it's probably mainly just his call, and he just wants to keep it in the family, which I love.
Steve Bisciotti, if you're watching this, get the deal done. Get the deal done.
Dude, please, if you're watching this, figure out because my boy deserves to be paid.
He does, dude. He has the most. All right, this is a statistic that I know.
Okay.
I don't know how I know this, but he has the most wins of any starting quarterback before the age of 25. It's like 38. Yeah. And then Dan Marino's next.
I want to say, I think he's at like 36.
Yeah.
if I'm stand correcting, but yeah, I mean, he's played incredible. He's like a complete difference maker. Obviously, we have Tyler Huntley, who's a great backup, and I think would thrive on other teams. But I mean, it's just like when Lamar's not in the game, I am not nearly as confident as when he's in that game. I know we always have a chance. It's like, I mean, sorry to do this to you, but last year against the Colts, I mean, we had no shot of making. And if Lamar Jackson isn't Lamar Jackson, then that doesn't happen. We lose probably by 30 that game. But I mean, 5-point deficit, and he figured it out. He's just a magician on the field, and I love his game. So,
dude, that Ravens Colts game last year. I fucking died. I literally died.
Yeah,
it's like one of those games where you're just like, your shirt's off. You're like, what's going on? You're like sweating. They come back from 25, and you're like, I fucking quit on this season.
Yeah, I was just blown away by the performance in the first half, and was just like, man, which I knew that, like, I mean, the Colts defense has always been phenomenal, and I feel like they've been able to give us the best competition overall against Lamar in his career.
Yeah.
So I've always, like, worried about them and whatnot. But when we were getting our asses whooped like it was, like, I was like, I guess this is just how it's going to be. And then we somehow made it happen, tied it up. And then, Marquise Brown with the game winner. It was pretty surreal. I just know he's got the game.
Yeah, that was bad.
Which we can, I will say, since we're talking about the Colts already, we can pivot into that. I mean, I want to talk about the Colts a little bit. That first preseason game and training camp as a whole. What have you seen? What have you enjoyed? What have you kind of been concerned about? What's going on with that? Do you think that Matt guy's his guy?
Dude, I've been very encouraged. Like, our roster's weird, dude. We're like the opposite of like the Bengals. We have the best offensive line in the league, really good linebackers, and a great running back. Our receivers are skills are It's like we're a really good roster, dude, but we need people to step up and actually make plays this season. Like, we only had Pittman, who was our only 1,000-yard receiver last year. And then the next person below him was, like, I think our tight end, who had like 500 receiving yards, Jack Doyle, who's retired now. So we definitely need people to step up. Paris Campbell, he's come back from injury. That'll be nice. We drafted Alec Pierce in the second round. He balled out at Cincinnati.
He's got some dog in him.
He's got some white dog in him.
Yeah.
And now we got Reggie Wayne as our receiver coach. So,
yep.
I like how the roster's built. I love Frank Reich. Matt Ryan, Frank Reich connection, I think, is going to be lethal. We have a reliable quarterback who can hand the ball off to the best running back in the league, Jonathan Taylor. Mm-hmm. And then I think we're going to thrive off play action because everyone's going to have to respect our run game. And then Matt Ryan's just going to do his thing. So I think we're going to be good.
Yeah, I fully expect you guys to do well. I think that you guys should earn a playoff spot. I mean, I'm a diehard fan of the Pat McAfee show as well, and he is big time on. He thinks Matt Ryan's their guy. I don't know. Which the Ravens have the same kind of issues with the wide receiver depth. It's pretty shaky right now. We're not sure. I'm pretty confident. I think that we're going to have a breakout year for a couple guys that are kind of under the radar. Rashad Bateman, obviously his second year. He's
nice. He's dirty.
Phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And I think he's going to really show, especially with, Lamar throwing the best that he's ever thrown comparatively. I can't really compare that to anything, but from what the reporters are saying, I mean, they're really high what he's doing, and he put on like 20 pounds. So like,
hell yeah.
But yeah, I think that the Colts will do all right, and I think that Matt Ryan's just a great leader, and having that veteran experience, and he's been to a Super Bowl. He obviously lost to the greatest quarterback of all time. He blew that lead, but I mean they made it to that point. He knows he has the experience. I think he can get it done for you guys, and hopefully lead you guys in the right direction and get everybody on the same page, and hopefully your wide receivers step up.
Dude, yeah, I'm encouraged though. I think we open up against the Houston Texans and the Jags. So Dude, and we played like we played our starters for that whole quarter. Do you see
Yeah,
that?
which I didn't get to watch that game. How did it look? I mean, like I had some mixed feelings, I feel like, from some fans and some reports I saw like Pat McAfee, like going back to him, he had
Yeah.
said
Relax.
he's like relax the first preseason game. It's like, I mean, hey, it's real early, so he's right, but I didn't know if I should take that as what is Matt Ryan playing bad, or is something not looking great? Did everything look a little shaky at first, or what happened?
No, it was just our receivers weren't getting separation really. It was literally just Pittman. Pittman had the most. He had like 30 yards receiving. That's what I was saying
Yeah.
before. Like we just need our receivers after Pittman to step up. You're kind of in the same boat. It's like you have Bateman, and then it's like, all right, who else? Like if you want to be that team playing in January, you got to have, you got to have a number 2 receiver.
I will say, I think that we're going back to a little bit of our 2019 offense with that 2 tight end set and running in the game with 2 backs. And I mean, we got this dude out of Coastal Carolina, Isaiah Likely, who's
dude, he's good.
He's a dog. And I'm excited. Him learning from Mark Andrews, who's top 2 tight end in the league, if not number 1. Travis Kelce, it's kind of tough to beat him. But I think that with last year's stats, it kind of gets them closer and closer in the ranking. And I mean, he's just an animal. And then this dude's a wide receiver in his tight end's body. I mean, he's fast as hell. He's really good at catching. He's tough. I'm excited to see him play. He played well in the first preseason game. So
I saw that he did play well in the first preseason game,
and he's been lighting up training camp and whatnot. So hopefully they make it. Hopefully that plays out and that he makes it work. Cause he's a dog. He's a dog.
Dude, I was reading a report yesterday, and I was just dying laughing because the title was Carson Wentz or Ron Rivera not concerned with Carson Wentz inaccuracy issues at camp. I was like, thank you, Chris Ballard. Good guy, but oh my gosh. After we lost to the fucking Jags.
Yeah, that was like phenomenal. I could not believe that happened. I was like, are we serious right now?
Yeah, when you called me, I just declined your call.
Yeah. I knew who to call first time. I was like, I got to. That is horrifying. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I really couldn't. I was like, that just happened. That was the furthest thing I thought was going to happen. I thought you guys were skating into the playoffs, and I thought you guys were going to have a big playoff. And
yeah, we were minus 13.5 going into that game.
Yeah, that's tough.
And the Jags won that game and still got the number 1 pick.
Yep. It was a bad showing from the Colts and Carson Wentz and everybody as a whole. I mean, it was just not it. Did you guys make it out of the first preseason game? I know you said you played all your starters first. Or did you get out injury free or?
Yeah, we got out injury free. The only one was Isaiah Rodgers. He got a concussion. He's like our number 3 corner right now.
Yeah.
He had an interception actually, so some of them monitor, but he's in the concussion protocol now.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we sat 32 players in our first game. I mean, it was a million, and we really didn't play many people, but I got to see nobody got hurt that I know of that was anything. Oh, except for Tylan Wallace, who was competing for our 4th wide receiver spot. He had a knee injury, but I believe if I'm remembering correctly, it came back and it wasn't too serious. But yeah, I mean, that was it. And he's a number 4 competing for that number 4 spot, but we have a couple good young receivers that, I mean, this one dude, I can't even remember his name. I mean, I had never heard of him, and I keep seeing them throw it up to him, and he just kept going up and grabbing it. And I was like, holy
is it the dude with the long hair?
Yeah. What's his name? Bridges, maybe? I think it was something like that. But I just kept hearing this name Bridges, and I was like, what's going on? Like, who is this guy? And he had a nice touchdown. He went up against it, which I don't know who was covering him. It could have been a dude, a Dick's Sporting Goods employee that was out there. They're people that are playing in those games that are just not ever going to be in the NFL. They just got their shot. Maybe they will, but a lot of guys that are, XFL guys. And so it's just like, you never know what to really believe until it gets towards the season. And I haven't heard his name in any training camp stories, but we'll see. And then we have another guy, Polk. I think his last name was, and another guy, I think he was an undrafted free agent. And hey, man, I'm cool with it. If we can get some guys that can go, and then I'm excited for Prochet, Duvernay. I think that they'll have a breakout year as our number 2 and 3 receivers. And we should be, we always, like I said, Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. I mean, come on, we should be able to make it happen. I'm pretty excited.
And now I want to ask you who, I think I asked you this before off air, but who do you think is going to win the division and their divisions? And then who do you think are going to be the 3 wild cards in the AFC? Let's start with the AFC.
Ooh, who do I think is going to win the divisions?
Yeah, so essentially, who's going to make the playoffs in the AFC? 7 spots.
So hard this year. I mean, the talent is out of this world.
The AFC is just unfair.
Yeah, and then the NFC is not even much better. I mean, they're going to be crazy too. It's going to be a wild, wild year.
Dude, I don't remember a year being this exciting.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are saying is, like, obviously with COVID happening the past 2 years, it was kind of like, training camps were spread out. They weren't doing as much of the normal day-to-day because they couldn't. I mean, they were having to social distance and whatnot. So they said, like, this is the first year that everybody's getting pretty aggressive. And they said that you're going to see a lot more talent out there on the field this year than we've seen in the past couple of years, which I'm excited to see. I think Ravens are going to win the North, obviously. Shoot. I think that, yeah, your guys' division, I mean, you guys should have that in the bag.
We need to win the division. We haven't won the division 2014. We're winning the division.
I think you guys have the bag. Your guys' division kind of has a down year. I feel like you guys are a little bit of a nicer division for, the people that are obviously powerhouses. So I think that you guys will. I think that the Bills will win.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
and then the AFC West.
I think that either, is it going to be Kansas City or is it going to be Denver, or is it going to be the Raiders? I mean, dude,
the Chargers,
or I always forget about, dude. That is an absolute absurd division. I can't believe the amount of talent that's in that division. I'm going to go with, now that you said the Chargers, it's like, do I go with them?
Dude, the AFC is unfair.
I think it's going to be a tight race between either the Chargers or the Broncos.
I agree.
I think they'll have a down year this year. I think they might, with all the talent, I think they might have to miss it. And who am I missing? So I got the Ravens.
So who do you have? You said the Broncos? We'll just go with Broncos.
Ravens, Bills, Colts, Broncos. And then the wild cards will be, I want to say the Chargers.
You got up to the Bengals, right?
Yeah, the Bengals.
You have to.
And this maybe the Chiefs. I'll go with the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we didn't even mention the Dolphins or the Patriots. So
yeah, I was going to say the Dolphins, but I think they're going to take a little bit to get used to. I think they might fall out just by a little bit. And I think the Patriots are dead. I think that they're done for this year. They're not going to do good. I don't think they're going to have the year that everybody thinks they're going to have.
Dude, yeah, I'm just confused on what the Patriots are doing.
They have a lot of confusion in their whole organization. I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
And then
they don't even have an offensive coordinator. Did you see that?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And then I've heard that, their offense has been absolute trash in the training camps, which, I mean, that could be a good sign that their defense is just going off. But I haven't heard they'd lost Stephon Gill. No, he was.
That we have him now.
Okay. I was going to say, but was he with the Patriots last
year? Yes. He got traded to the Panthers mid-season.
Okay. No. Then I think he was with the Panthers full season, actually.
Okay.
So, but still, they had J.C. Jackson. They lost him.
Yeah, they lost J.C.
They don't have that number one guy. I knew they lost some cornerbacks. They don't have that number one guy in the defensive back zone. I think that, I'm not really high on the Patriots this year, which they've also terrorized me my whole life, and I've had to watch them win multiple times. So it's like I'm maybe it's just biased, but I'm done. They're dead. And then for the NFC, gosh, that's gonna be another one. I think that the Rams will win their division. I think that
Hey, real quick though, Max, is your internet connection stable?
it keeps getting a little staggy-ish here and there.
Sorry to our viewers. We're just gonna try to troubleshoot this real quick.
It's definitely been a little there, but
All right, I just reconnected to the Wi-Fi real quick.
cool.
All right, we'll try that. If we run into any more issues, we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
So, all right, you're saying NFC.
Rams, Packers,
Mm-hmm.
Bucks.
Dude, Packers are gonna be weird too, bro. They don't have anyone.
Yeah, but they have Aaron Rodgers, the back-to-back MVP. He's doing ayahuasca apparently. He's just tripping balls and acting a fool. So I mean, hey, I don't know what's gonna happen, but that man, he looked like John Wick when he was pulling up to the scene. Like, I mean, he's just
Dude, he doesn't give a fuck about anything.
No, he doesn't. And he's just Did you watch him on PMT the other day with Big Cat and PFT commenter?
I saw like a clip.
It was hysterical. I watched it, and some of the questions they asked him were like, how can you ask that? Like, they were just being so petty because Big Cat, obviously, diehard Bears fan, which they're trash. They're not going to do anything this year.
Bears are so bad.
They're so bad.
They're so bad.
I mean, I can't see them doing anything. But Aaron's just Aaron, and I think that he's always able to make something happen. And I think that I'm not even going to be surprised if he's in the MVP running again, because he's been on a different level these past couple years. So
yeah.
Packers, Rams, Bucks.
Oh yeah, Bucks.
I wish I had a chart to see like all the teams, because I'm struggling to think about the other NFC teams. What division am I missing?
You're missing the NFC East with the Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles.
I wonder why.
Exactly.
I want to say the Eagles are going to win that division.
Commander Carson's going to take over.
Yeah, Commander Carson's going to be Commander Carson. I mean, dude.
Thank God we got rid of it, dude.
Carson,
I love him, but thank God.
He's such a funny character because he's either so good or he just chooses to be so bad.
He's so ugly.
He's not the most attractive person, I guess you're right. And yeah. I want to say the Eagles are going to win that. I don't think another team from that division is going to make it. I think that the Cardinals will make it. I think that the Niners will make it. Trey Lance surprise them, and then one more.
Dude, I could see Hurts having a breakout year.
You said Kirk?
No, Hurts, Jalen Hurts.
Oh yeah. I think he's going to do well. I guess. I mean, I didn't think about the Vikings. The Vikings are always hit or miss either, and so is Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's either really good or he's not. But I think that Justin Jefferson is going to be probably one of the top receivers in the league this year.
He's so good.
He's so phenomenal. So,
dude, when I think about that, bro, think about this for a second. That 2019 LSU squad, oh God,
unbelievable. Wait,
they had Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson in that game.
Yeah. They were absolutely out of this world. And there was more people than that. I just can't think of them. Oh, and I mean, they had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's a beast in college.
So
yeah, they were unbelievable. And Joe Burrow, I mean, that was the best college team. I've ever seen or watched. I mean, LSU was just every week they were putting up 55 plus. I've watched all the Bama teams and I know that they were really good. But I mean, that's what is your roommates getting home?
No, I'm actually in the clubhouse. Oh, you're good. All right, what were we saying?
I thought your roommate was bringing home. I was just saying that's the best college team I've ever. And I've watched all the like Alabama teams, and they're obviously a powerhouse every year. But I can't think of an Alabama team that would have beat that team even. Like they were just so out of this world. Their offense was incredible. Their defense was great. Patrick Queen was on there.
Patrick Queen.
There was more. There's so many players that I bet you we can't think of right now that you see and you'd be like, oh my God, that person was on that team.
Literally.
They were out of this world. Amazing. So yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I have one more team that I have to put in the playoffs, and I think.
Yeah, because you only gave me 4, Max.
No.
Oh, who'd you give me for wild card?
I said the Cardinals and the Niners.
That's right. That's right.
There's gonna be 3 teams out of that division. I'm calling it. Rams division, Cardinals and Niners will sneak in there. I mean, they have a stacked division.
The whole West Coast football is just unreal.
Yeah.
To the Seahawks. The Seahawks are going to be ass.
They're going to be dog shit. I've been watching their offseason and stuff, and losing Russell Wilson's just a dagger. And they weren't great last year even. Russell Wilson was hot garbage last year on like fantasy football.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me so happy because, I mean, you know, Camden, I mean, he had him on fantasy football, and every week, I mean, Camden's won the league a couple of times. I'll give him his credit where it's due, but he would get so mad he would lose by like 5 or 4 points, and Russell Wilson would have like 3 points, and he was like, well, why do you think I lost? My quarterback gave me 3. So they weren't great last year, and I think that they're just going to be garbage again this year. I'll throw the Vikings sneaking in there somehow.
Yeah, I think they'll be good.
So who's your we'll go through the first again like we just did, and then NFC. Who you think?
So I just wrote yours down. So I think I'm gonna agree with you on Ravens, Colts.
Okay.
Bills. I think the Bills are the best team in the league.
Yeah,
right now.
Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah. I'll go Broncos. So I'll agree with you on all your division winners.
Okay.
And then wild card. I think it's going to be Bengals. I'm going to go Raiders.
Bengals, Raiders. Okay, I like that.
I don't think the Chargers are going to make the playoffs. I know it's going to be hard to say, dude. And then I'm going to go for my last one. I'm going to go. Shoot. Dolphins. That's what you said, right?
No. I think I had, because I said that I think the Dolphins are going to take a little bit to heat up.
Oh, that's right.
I had
Raiders.
Can't remember.
All right, so I got Ravens, Colts, Bills, Broncos, Raiders, Bengals, Dolphins.
That's a good 7. That's a good 7.
Yeah, am I missing anyone? No. Yeah, I'm not missing anyone. But again, I don't even know. The AFC is just so crazy.
I was gonna say it's AFC West is the Broncos and them, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's gonna be the second best division in football, right behind the Rams division, I think, personally. Or it could fight for the first. I could be wrong, and there could be 3 teams out of that in the playoffs, and I might be wrong on the but I think it's going to be those two that are the best divisions in football. Unbelievable the talent that they got.
And then my NFC. So I'll go Rams. I'm actually going to go Vikings as the division winner.
Wow. Okay.
So I'll go Rams, Vikings, Bucks, Eagles. I think Cowboys are going to be trash.
Yeah, I think they're going to miss the playoffs, and they're just going to be another. It's going to be another despicable year for them.
And then Cardinals, Niners, Vikings. Or I'm sorry, Cardinals, Niners, Packers. So basically the same as you, except I have Vikings, Packers switch.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, we have those written down. Now we're going to see in 6 months how right we were.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking that was pretty good picks from both of us. But I wanted to say, what do you think? This is a question I had to bring up.
Yeah.
It's one of the topics I brought to the table. It's Hard Knocks in general, and we can get. What are you thinking about the Lions? Are they going to be good? Do you think that they're going to show out this year? I mean, they made a lot of good moves in offseason, and their draft was pretty phenomenal. I mean, I think that they have potential, but then again, you never know, and it's always the Lions. So
it's always the Lions. I love that.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a good question. I think. So did you see that Jamal Williams clip?
Yeah, phenomenal.
That got me amped, dude.
Inject that into my veins.
Ejected. I sent that to in my family group chat. I was like, "This is just awesome. This is why I love football. This is just awesome."
Yeah.
And like everyone was like, "Yep, that's sweet." Mom, dad. You
can tell when somebody's just giving a speech in there, but that dude was spitting his heart out. Like he was putting it all on the table. Like he's ready to win, and that just does him justice. I mean, and the team justice. I think having those kind of leaders, and he's a veteran, so he's been around for a little bit and knows how the game works, and that's good to see him so involved and so dedicated.
I think they're gonna be a 7-8 win team.
I was gonna say, so you're thinking right around 500, if not maybe under.
I'll go 8-9.
8-9.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just they're just not. Their quarterback's Jared Goff.
It's the Lions.
It's the Lions.
Yeah.
I
agree. How about did you watch the first episode of Hard Knocks?
Dude, I didn't. I really want to watch it. Can I snag your HBO account?
I only watched it because I'm dog sitting at this house and they have HBO and they have all the channels. But
perfect.
But yeah, I think somewhere I could find a HBO Max to get you right. But it is
get me right. Get your boy right.
Dan Campbell is the absolute man. I love that dude. All the energy and positivity and just he's such a bro. I mean, he sits there every time he's man. He finishes every sentence with "Come on, man." He's just like he's just a bro, and he's hardcore. He did in the episode. He did 40 up downs with them as their like when they were doing the training. He did 40 of them, and then he walks over. He proceeds to walk over after he did the 40 up downs.
Wait, don't tell me.
Okay, yeah, I can
watch it. Yeah.
40 up there. No, well, this won't spoil. He just literally, he said, yeah, I hurt my wrist last night. So he's like, I thought it was broken for a second. And then he's like, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to do it, but I got to do the up downs with my team. It's like, no, you don't. You're the head coach. What the hell are you talking about? Because it's all in and he's committed. And yeah, you definitely got to tune in on that episode because it is phenomenal. I think it's going to be a good couple months or a couple weeks of Hard Knocks.
I can't wait to watch. I'll probably watch it tonight.
Would you want the Colts? Have you ever have the Colts ever done Hard Knocks?
Yeah, we did the in-season Hard Knocks. Remember?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
I watched every episode. That was cool to me.
I didn't even watch that one. I'm gonna be honest.
Dude, you should watch that. You'd like that.
I think the Cardinals are in-season Hard Knocks this season. That'll be interesting. See Hollywood Brown, how he's doing over there. Interested because we lost him obviously, but I didn't.
It's crazy you guys made that trade.
I wasn't too worried about it because I think we got more value out of it, and I'm.
What'd you guys get for that trade?
Tyler Linderbaum, the center, and he's the projected number one center out of the draft, so should be pretty good.
The Cardinals gave you a first round pick this year for that?
When we traded, yeah, it was in the first round, and we traded them, and we got
You guys won that deal.
Yeah, so I don't think he was first round talent, and I don't think we were going to pay him anyway. And apparently he'd asked for the trade, so it's like, hey, get rid of him. He just didn't like Greg Roman's play calling and his offense.
Yeah.
Our offensive coordinator, which I'm on the fence about. I'm hit or miss with it. If he goes back to 2019, the way we were meant to be right, I think that. But yeah, I think that I think it was a smart play by the Ravens. Honestly, Hollywood wasn't cutting it.
Mm-hmm.
He's a drop machine. He's fast as hell. Don't get me wrong, and he can play ball, but I think that he might be, better off over there. And I'm excited to see Rashad Bateman get the number 1 spot and see what he can do.
No, I agree. And plus, Kyler played with him in college. So, Max Moss, what's your biggest fear going into the season, week 1, for the Ravens?
Biggest fear so far for the Ravens.
Just go back into the George Pickens thing.
I hate to say it. I'm the least favorite fan of the Steelers. I hate them with all my heart.
And you live with a Steelers fan.
Yeah, I do. He's an asshole during season, but yeah, I think that George Pickens being a dog is frightening. I mean, like I said when we were chatting a little bit before, he has to have a quarterback to throw it to him. Yeah. And got sold. Everybody's getting gassed up about their quarterbacks playing the other night, which, hey, good for them. Mitch Trubisky did well. Mason Rudolph did the worst. I hope he ends up being the starter because everybody in Pittsburgh hates him. But then they were like, oh, Kenny Pickett did great. It's like, okay, well, he's playing against the people that aren't in the NFL. I mean, but he did look great. If I was a fan, I would probably say he looked great too. But yeah, George Pickens with that toe tap in the corner of the end zone, that touchdown last night just proves that he's a dog. He's got, all these training camp highlights that everybody's, amping him up about, and all the reports you see are always positive. He's staring down the veteran quarterbacks on the team that they know are good.
That is bold.
He's an animal. He's
and his ski mask like this.
That picture is one of the funniest pictures I've ever seen too. I thought that was made up. And no, that's George Pickens. And I was like, are we serious right now? I mean,
wasn't hugging family, wasn't hugging any family members. Literally just gets drafted by the Steelers and he's looking at the TV like this. The ski mask.
So I'd say that's gonna be me personally. What I'm thinking is right this week, and next week I'm sure I'll have something new, but that's what I'm going with. What about you? What's your worry going into the season? What do you think is sticking out the most that kind of stresses you out?
Losing to the Texans week 1. We haven't won our opening week 1 game since 2014.
Really?
Think about that, dude. Isn't that fucking crazy?
I did not know that. That's a long time.
Yeah, so that's literally one of the reasons why Frank Reich played all our starters for 1 quarter. He's like, we need to be ready week 1.
Yeah, I mean,
we haven't won a week 1 game since 2014. We started off 0-1 every year for the past 7-8 years. Do you know how annoying that is?
That's incredible, actually.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, that's 8 years straight of just being 0-1, which there's nothing better than watching week 1 and
getting that first win,
getting off that couch, knowing that you're a winner.
Yeah,
you don't know about anything because you're a winner.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see that being a stressful situation.
It's like a curse, bro.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But the Texans are the Texans, and they suck. They shouldn't.
The Texans are gonna Texans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they made any crazy offseason movements that I can think of. I'm pretty sure. Is Will Fuller going to be back this year? Or is he still suspended?
I think he's still suspended. No, there's no way he's still suspended.
Yeah, I don't remember how many games he got, but I mean,
I'm gonna look that up. Continue, but I'm gonna look that up.
I don't even know who their goddamn quarterback is. I mean, what?
Davis Mills. Davis Mills.
Yeah, no. Texans can if you guys lose to them, then You guys, I'm gonna have to move you out of that division winner. All right.
Yeah, and I'll be seeing a call from Max Moss at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah,
Texans, and the Texans are gonna bring this one home. 54-yard field.
Somehow the Texans pulled a Justin Tucker 66-yard field goal miracle.
I felt so bad for Lions fans. That was fucked.
And they were defeated completely so far in the season. I'm pretty sure they were like 0-6 or something at that point. So we could have been their first win, which I was, finally I was getting bad, horrible flashbacks to when we lost to the Lions and thinking about the Dolphins when we lost to the Dolphins and they were 0-13 or 0-12 back in like 2006.
I remember that.
For their only win on the season. I was just kind of getting weird like vibes from that. And I was driving back from Ohio when that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the car, I'm driving and I'm listening to it. I can't get it on my phone. So I'm like listening to it on the radio. And when I heard that it was 4th down when Lamar Jackson made that spectacular play and kept it going, kept the drive alive, and then got them to that point where they could actually kick a field goal. I was literally looking at my dad going, they fucking lost. And he's like, no, they didn't. Stop. It's Lamar Jackson. He always does something. I was like, literally in the back of the car, like, no, not this week. I was like, it's 4th and
Tell him, Bob.
Yeah, I was like, it's 4th and 14 on our own, like 20-yard line. Like, yeah, I was like, Lamar Jackson, but I mean, no way. And then we heard it, and I was sitting there like, okay. I took a little deep breath, kept going, and then I heard 66-yard field goal. I'm like, there's no way, right?
There's no way.
And, I mean, have you seen that video of the Detroit Lions like broadcasters that were, or maybe it was like a Detroit Lions podcast kind of type thing, and they're watching it live and they're like, "Oh, Justin Tucker, what are you doing? 66 yards? Yeah, right."
Dude, I need to see that.
And then he did it, and it's just like, holy shit! Like I couldn't believe it.
That's a fun plane ride home.
Yeah, I'm just if that happened to the Colts, that would be pretty disappointing, and I don't see it happening because Justin Tucker's not on the Texans, but
dude, I have an interesting topic I want to bring up.
Go ahead.
So this was pretty recent. Deion Sanders came out publicly. I'm not sure if you saw this, and he said the Hall of Fame, quote, Hall of Fame ain't the Hall of Fame no more. You can't be putting me with some of these heads out here. End quote.
Really? I did not see that.
You didn't see that? Dude, what do you think? Like, do you think the Hall of Fame's gotten like more lenient, or like, do you think there's maybe some people that shouldn't be in it? Like, how do you just, dude, I don't know. I feel like the Hall of Fame is just a weird thing, like for how people get selected. Every year it's like, how is he not in the Hall of Fame? And then other years it's like, how did he make the Hall of Fame? So I can see where Deion's coming from, but I don't know. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, Deion Sanders was such a freak that it's like, obviously you're going to be better than a lot of these guys because you're different type of player. Like he was amazing all around. So
that's a good point.
Maybe he's just comparing them all to himself, which you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, me personally, I mean, I guess you're right. I do see there is situations where I'm like, how is he not in the Hall of Fame? But I can't remember too many times of when I've really been like, why are they putting him in there? Like usually it's like he is that guy. Like he did really well. And I mean, I think that I'm sure there's guys that have slipped in there somehow that maybe it's a little weird, but I think that I think that it was maybe just a game of Deion Sanders trying to compare himself to these players. And it's like, dude, you were a different animal. Like you were an absolute maniac on the football field. He was one of the to ever do it. Like
probably the best defensive player ever.
Yeah.
Either him or Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, if not one of them at least. So like he's on there. He's up there in that list. So it's tough to say, but I didn't even see that. That's pretty interesting that he said that. And I'd love to like hear his opinion on like him go into more depth on that. If if there's like maybe a podcast that asks, or like if he goes on like, his gets asked about it or something like that. I would love to hear that conversation because I'd love to see how he's comparing it. Whether he thinks the guy shouldn't be in there at all, or if he's just like not to his level, which it's hard to be.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that actually.
I was gonna say, I mean, like, Deion Sanders is a beast, and he's actually hysterical. I think he's so funny, and I've seen
I
him
know.
he's joined Barstool and stuff, and he was doing all that stuff, which I thought was hysterical. And his show when they do like the pre games and stuff, and I think he's great. But yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, and I think that maybe he just was trying to compare them to himself, like I said.
Yeah. No, I agree. Totally.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's really all I got today. I'm not sure if you have any more topics that you have to bring up before we wrap this first episode up, the successful first one.
Yes, sir, dude. For our viewers watching, we hope you guys liked it today. We're gonna be doing this, like I said, once a week. And as we get closer to week 1 season, we're gonna be giving our best bets of week 1. So we'll give you guys our best betting advice.
I was gonna say, I forgot you had brought that up. I already have mine. Rate spread, hammer it down. We're playing the Jets. Jets freaking stink.
Zach Wilson's out.
Zach Wilson
2 to 4 weeks.
2 to 4 weeks. So he might be back for the game, but if not, we're going against our old pal, old buddy, Joe Flacco, who's a dog. I love Joe Flacco. Don't get me wrong, but we're gonna have to show him how the new guys do it. And
is he elite? Is Joe Flacco elite?
I think that year he was. I think that once he got paid, he kind of just like played the sit back and relax kind of game. Like I don't think he really was, had that dog in him. I don't think he was in like I don't know what about him. I think that he was phenomenal.
I could tell you what he did. He said F it, Jacoby Jones down there somewhere.
He had one of, if not the best postseason run as a quarterback ever. I mean, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, over 1,500 yards or something. Like he was going
unreal.
Insane in 4 games. I mean, he was just incredible.
Yeah, it was unreal.
We, everybody was sitting there. I mean, it was Ray's final year. It was bittersweet, but I struggle. I have a coworker who would, try to knock me out if he heard me like struggling to say he's elite, because he's the biggest diehard Joe Flacco fan ever. I mean, I've never met a bigger Joe Flacco fan than this guy, and he gets so serious. And like,
he's a Ravens fan.
Yeah, he likes him better than Lamar because he was like, well, he's won us the Super Bowl, and I see where he's coming from. He's like, he's got it. He's like, once Lamar gets us the Super Bowl, then I'll like him more. He's like, but for now, Joe Flacco gave us a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco's my guy. He had the best in career, which I agree. Like that year in the playoffs against Denver, the Colts. So he went against. You
guys beat us first.
Yeah,
in Baltimore.
Andrew Luck 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Then we beat Peyton Manning, and then we beat Tom Brady, and then we went to the Super Bowl and we faced the 49ers, and that was a good game. And Colin Kaepernick.
I was at your house, remember?
Yeah.
DuBois. I was at your house on DuBois.
I mean, that is just, I need that back in Baltimore. I was in 8th grade, and I went to the Baltimore parade. My mom dropped me off, and I didn't.
You were in 8th grade?
Yeah.
No, you weren't in 8th grade.
Yes, I was.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the 2012 NFL season, right?
Yeah.
But they won the Super Bowl in 2013 because it was the Super Bowl in February, obviously.
2012.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
12, but it was the 2011 season. So that was my final.
Yeah, you are right. Okay.
Yeah, it was my final.
That was the 7th. Yeah.
Middle school. I was in 8th grade, and my mom took me to Baltimore. She had work, and none of my friends were Ravens fans really, so nobody would go. So I was like, screw it, take me. And I went by myself, and I had the best time of my life watching that parade, going in the stadium, watching Ed and Ray Lewis come out. And I mean, it was phenomenal. So I need that to happen again. And I think the Ravens have some potential to do that this year. Don't sleep on them.
Don't sleep on my Colts. Dude, if we won the Super Bowl, bro, I don't even know what I would do.
Yeah, because when did the Colts win it last? 2007?
2007, and then we lost to the Saints. You remember that?
I remember that one.
I was bad.
But who'd you guys beat?
Bears,
that's right.
Remember Devin Hester? I was like,
first kick of the game.
Well, dude, I think I started to become a Colts fan after that season. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess we were right around we were probably in fourth and fifth grade, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because
Dude, I don't, and everyone asked me how did I become a Colts fan. I don't know. It happened when we were hanging out. Do you remember? I don't remember, bro.
oh, I was literally talking to my buddy, kid that's the diehard Joe Flacco fan at work. And I was telling him about how I was going to start doing this podcast with you. And he was like, that's awesome. And he was like, he's a Colts fan. He's like, is he from like Indiana? And I was like, no, I was like, he grew up next to me. And like, we were diehard NFL fans in general. And I was a Ravens fan always. And then it was just, honestly, I think it was just Peyton Manning's influence. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody loved Peyton Manning. Like
Yeah. I think it had to have been that, something along that.
I mean, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, what's
Bob
his name?
Sanders.
Yeah, Bob Sanders, Peyton Manning. I mean, it was a fun team to watch. So I think you just honestly just like kind of migrate towards them. And I didn't blame you at the time. I mean, I literally remember we would just compare stats, and we would even go back seasons before when we weren't even watching football or like fought 5 seasons before when we were freaking 5 years old. We'd be like, well, look at this game week 17 when we beat you, or week 14 when we beat you. There wasn't a week 17, I guess, then, but week 14 when we beat you. And it's like we were talking about it from like 2002. Like we always did that. So yeah,
dude, I kind of remember that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just kind of when you just chose the Colts because they were popular at the time, and Peyton Manning, and they had a fun team to watch. So,
well, there you have it. Now we got the Blue podcast.
Who's your Blue Purple? Who's your
shut the fuck up?
Who's your
get that shit out of here?
What's your lock for week 1?
Dude, my lock for week 1. All right, I wrote down 2 bets. But for our viewers, I would lock in these bets.
1 second, real quick. Hold on.
You're good.
I'm dog sitting this behemoth of
That's fun.
It's mastiff.
Did it just shit on the floor?
No, it didn't, but it did earlier, and I have a rug hanging out over the railing outside that I had to spray off. It was so bad. I was actually screaming at him, and now he's trying. All right, whatever. I'm gonna ignore him for now. We're about to be finished.
Dude, I'm taking Cincy minus 6.5 against the Steelers.
Okay.
Wait, I have Cincy minus 6.5, but I just want to make sure. I think it is the Steelers. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's been.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that bet. I just think the Bengals are just. I think they're gonna try to come out firing. They're still like pissed off for the Super Bowl loss. They're so. I mean, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are just unreal. I think the Steelers. What?
I was just gonna say Jamar Chase is unbelievable. It pisses me off so much.
It doesn't make any sense. I remember he just diced up the Ravens that one game. I don't even know how he did that.
Well, I mean, that was late in this. I can't make excuses. We were dismantled on the defense, but yeah,
I remember I have a specific clip in my head just of him burning the Ravens defense.
I was gonna say the clip I have in my head is when they went to tackle and he spun around and then ran for another 70 yards.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. You're like, how did he just do that?
It was embarrassing, but he had over 200 reception yards, but he will promise you not do that this year. And if he does, then you can hold me against that. I don't think that it's inevitable. I feel like he might have freaking 1,500 yards this year. Like he's unbelievable, but
yeah,
I don't know. That was a pretty bad one.
Dude, so that's my mortal lock. I'm going. Yeah, for everyone watching, Bengals minus 6.5 against the Steelers. They're at the Steelers. Oh no, at Bengals, even better.
Oh yeah,
I love that. Bengals minus 6.5 in Cincy. Steelers. Who's going to be the week 1 starting quarterback? Probably Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, and Mitch Trubisky we do not trust.
Exactly. I think, George Pickens is probably their number 1 receiver right now. I think it's going to take some time for them to build that chemistry. I think Bengals -6.5 week 1 is a mortal lock.
I like it. I like it. And we can dive into it like the week before again and just kind of see.
Exactly.
I mean, Ravens, I don't even know what the spread is, but hammer it, put all your freaking units on it. Anything you can put on it. It is.
You guys are so lucky. You're playing the fucking Jets, dude.
Yeah.
God.
I'm happy with that. But then we have to play like the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Bills. So we'll get to see that whole division, see how they work, and hopefully we can come out on top.
I shouldn't talk. We played the Texans week 1.
Yeah.
And then we played the Jags at Jacksonville.
We should both be looking at week 2, 1-0, happy and ready to rock.
Exactly. Yeah. Settle in, get that first win.
I'm excited to see why am I blanking? Jets cornerback they drafted round 1.
Sauce.
Yeah.
Corner. Yeah, I think he'll be a lockdown corner for sure.
He's a beast, and he's so athletic for how tall he is, and that he'll be fun to watch. But I think that Rashad Bateman will give him the works. So,
dude, yeah, is it in New York or Baltimore?
It is in New York.
Dude, I hate playing at MetLife. That turf is just somehow everyone gets injured on that turf.
Did you see the Bears field the other day?
Oh yeah,
terrible, man.
Yeah,
it's literally a sand pit.
Yeah, of grass. They need new grass.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Dude, I don't know why everyone doesn't have just really nice grass.
Yeah, you would think that an NFL stadium that's worth $1 billion plus would have nice grass, but
no
Chicago,
injuries.
Bears going to be the Bears, right?
Bears are going to Bears.
Yeah,
they're going to be so bad.
Yeah, they're going to be horrifying as usual. Suck. They haven't been good since the 2000s, like early 2000s, like before pre-2010.
Oh, dude, you know what? This is actually one last little topic I wanted to bring up before we sign out.
Yeah.
Did you see that game-winning Falcons touchdown?
Jared Bernhardt,
the four-time winner from Maryland lacrosse.
Yeah, I think he's given himself a little bit of room to make that roster.
Dude, I think he's gonna make it, bro.
That would be sweet, man. I mean, and it wasn't it was a toss-up, and he had to really move. He had to adjust to make that play. So it was actually, I was talking about that with a couple buddies earlier, and yeah, that was an impressive catch. Strong catch. So
yeah,
see him. He's just a freak athlete. I mean,
dude, he's a freak athlete.
You're playing for the best lacrosse team in the nation a couple years ago, and now you're playing in the NFL. I mean, how do you do it? I don't know. Some people
that's some Chris Hogan shit right there.
Yes, it is. Except for Chris Hogan was kind of cheeks at lacrosse when he came back, I feel like.
True, yeah. Bernhardt literally won the sport ton.
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine if somehow he just became a sick receiver and won a Super Bowl MVP? 4K, just did something. Who was the last receiver to win an NFL MVP? Wasn't it didn't Julian Edelman win it when they played the Falcons? I'm pretty sure Julian Edelman won it.
Yeah.
Dude, what if he did that, which is very doable? He'd have a Toraton and a Super Bowl MVP.
Well, yeah, but he's on the Falcons, so.
Exactly. He's going to be on the other end. At the end of the day, he's on the Falcons.
Mariota down there has been pretty great in training camp, so
that's everybody.
That guy, but he used to be pretty good until he kind of got injured and kind of just fell off. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons kind of at least put up a little bit of a fight in some of their games.
I could see that. Yeah, he's paired with his old offensive coordinator Arthur Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So they should do good.
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's all we got time for today.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be back next week. Eminem signing out.